Vanakkam, myself Dr.Thyagarajan, MD, working in Theni Medical College. I am from Gudalur, Theni district. I am 40 years old. It's about 10 years since I joined MD as assistant professor in Theni Medical College. My profession is medicine, doctor. Even then my passion is agriculture, an agricultural way of living. I'll tell you in detail. Here we are in our garden. Not saying garden, it's a farm. Rather than a forest, I would say it's a forest. It is a 6.75 acres of land with only coconut trees. Now we have done this work here. We have done this farm into a forest in a method called agroforestry, in which we have planted among 400 coconut trees about 5,000 different types of trees here, belonging to 150 varieties of species. And we can see all the types of trees here. It includes coconut trees, teak, sandal, firewood tree, neem, rosewood. People who are interested in natural farming are asking us whether we could give training for them. So for that we have built traditional houses here where they can stay and we can give training for them. One such house is here. This is a house which we have dismantled from Kerala and reassembled here. A very traditional house, more than 200 years old, with all the 6 sides of the house being built of wood, and we have mounted it on a cement pillars. What we are teaching here is only a minimal way of living, so that people can live in adjustment to the environment around. This is the main way by which they can learn agriculture. Agriculture is not just a profession, and it is a way of life. To understand this way of life, it is necessary, because that only will lead us to know the perspective of life. In this traditional life, we want the new generation to understand the concepts of this life. I usually get my children also here all the time. Here is my first son, Dhanyavendran. And he's wishing you and he's introducing himself to you. He's also accustomed to do all this work in our farm here. I'm also introducing Mr. Vicky. He's from Vanagam. Respected Nammalvar Ayya's Vanagam Trust. He has trained to an extent in Vanagam. He's right now with us. He says he's interested in natural way of living. He's temporarily associated with us for the time being, and he finds it an enjoyable time in our farm. He says it's good. As a trial, we are doing this traditional houses, 3 in number right now, and maybe extending to 4. We are giving them minimal provisions like minimal electricity, minimal food also. So food menu is also going to be very simple. So I request youngsters to make fullest use of this. Here we can see we have maximally utilized the space between 2 coconut trees, which is about 25 feet. So if you imagine 4 coconut trees at the side as corners of 4 corners of a square, it's about 625 square feet in between, which includes a lot of trees we have planted here. And the yield of coconut trees is increasing in reality. This is a firewood tree which you are seeing here. We can see all the other trees which belong to 3 types of categories called as timber trees, fruit trees and flower trees. Here we have essential fertilizer factory for any organic farming, which is a native cow breed. This is a native cow breed called Kambam Malai Madu. So one cow breed of this type is essential to get the cow dung and urine from them, which one cow's urine and dung is sufficient to manage around 2.5 acres of land. So I always advise youngsters not to start on a large scale cow farming, cow breeding and all. It is essential to start with a single cow and then reproduce it to bigger numbers. So whenever you start simple. Even if it is a small step, don't worry. That step should be always forward.